Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Al-Mawahib Rich Private School, Mathematics Department. How are you, Grade 1? I hope that all of you are fine. Today, inshallah, we are going to complete Unit 15, Lesson B. Our topic is about even and odd numbers. You can follow this topic in your pupils book, pages 173 and 174. Division, odd and even numbers. Today our objective is to recognize odd and even numbers. We can discover our topic for today about odd and even number through the story of Odd Todd and Even Stephen. Now let's recognize who is Odd Todd and Even Stephen and how they will show us odd numbers and even numbers. Let's recognize who is Even Stephen. Even Stephen is a boy who likes to have a partner. He never likes to leave anyone alone. That's why even numbers always have a partner. What's an even number? An even number is a number that can be divided into equal groups. And these equal groups will be groups of two. They will be pairs. Like when you and your friend, you sit in pairs in the classroom. Do you remember? You were sitting in pairs, in twos. But if anyone left over, then you are not one of the friends of Even Stephen. Even Stephen, he never leave anyone left over. All his numbers are in pairs. They are friends in twos. Okay, now let's see what are Even Stephen numbers. Let's start with number 2. Look at number 2. We have 2 in one group and no one is left over. That's why 2 is an even number. What else? Very good. 4. 4 I can make it in groups of 2. I can make it in pairs and I will find no one is left over. That's why 4 is an even number. What about 6? 6 also I can make it in groups of 2 and no one left over. Also, very good, 8. 8 is a friend of Stephen. It's an even number because I can make it in groups of 2 and no one is left over. I know what comes to your mind now. You are saying, teacher, you are counting by 2. Yes, when you count by 2, you will find even Stephen numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, because all of these numbers can be divided into 2 equal groups. They can be in pairs, and you will find no one left over. After we recognize it, Even Stephen, and we understood what are the even numbers, now let's recognize who is Odd Todd and what are the odd numbers. Odd Todd, you can see he has one eye. Why he has one eye? Because Odd Todd, his numbers have one left over. When he tries to put his numbers in pairs, he will find all the time that there is one left over. That's why he is saying odd one out. And that's why we call him Odd Todd. So, an odd number is a number that cannot be divided into 2 equal groups. You will find all the time that there is one left over. What are odd numbers? We can start with number 1. Look at number 1. It's 1. Can you make it in pair? No, because it's only 1. So that's why 1 is an odd number. Now look at number 3. I can make 2 of the 3. Now 2, I can make them pair. But I will find still 1 left over. So that's why number 3 is an odd number. What about 5? Let's try to make pairs. There is 1 pair, 2 pairs, but still 1 left over. So 5 is an odd number. What about 7? Odd Todd and Even Stephen. This is Odd Todd. He likes numbers that end in 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Or we can say the numbers that have 1 left over. And this is even Steven. He likes numbers that end in 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0. And all of his numbers always have a partner. They never have anyone left over. Note that when I say ends in, it means that you will look at the ones place and you will check if the number is odd or even. For example, when I say number 25, 25 ends in 5. 5 is an odd number. So that's why 25 it's an odd number. So you will not look at the 2 and say it's an even number. No, we look at the number ends in what? Or we look at the ones place. Now let's have more examples about even and odd numbers. We said even numbers end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Let's look at the examples down the even numbers. We have the first one, number 4. Number 4, it's an even number. What about number 56? Number 56 ends in 6, and 6 is an even number. So 56 is an even number, ends in 6. When I say 730, 730, it ends in what? What do you have in the ones place? You have 0. So now if you have 0 in the ones place, don't look at the 7 and the 3. You just look at the 0. It ends in 0. So 730, it's an even number. Now let's move to the odd numbers. Odd numbers end in 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And don't forget that these numbers all the time they have 1 left over. That's why they are odd numbers. Let's look at the examples of odd numbers. We have number 9. Number 9, it's an odd number. What about 83? 83, am I to look at the 8? No, I will look at the 3. The 3, it's an odd, so 83 is an odd number. I don't look at the 8, I look at the 3, which is in the ones place. Now look at the number 641. Yes, 641, it's an odd number because it ends in number 1, or it has in the ones place number 1. That's why it's an odd number. You can have a look here on the odd and even numbers on the 100 chart. The yellow numbers are odd numbers. These are Todd's number. And the orange numbers are the even numbers. These are Steven's numbers, okay? So you can recognize the even numbers like what we have before, like the multiples of 2, or like skip counting by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. These are even numbers. And you will find the yellow numbers, which are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, and so on. All of these are odd numbers. Now we have a game. Odd, Todd, and even Steven are going fishing for numbers, okay? Can you help them to catch the numbers they like in their nets? Of course, which numbers Todd like? Todd, he likes odd numbers. And which numbers Steven like? Steven, he likes even numbers. Now you will help them to catch their numbers, okay? And we have numbers from 1 to 20. And I will ask you one question after we catch the Todd's numbers and Steven's numbers, okay? Now let's start with number 1. Who can tell me 1 will go in which net? Odd or even? Very good. 1 is odd. What about 2? Very good for even. 3. You can see how they are catching the numbers? You can play this game at home. Just write numbers from 1 to 20 and make 2 baskets, and you can put the odd numbers together and the even numbers together. Then you will find Todd's numbers and Steven's numbers. Now we finished all the numbers from 1 to 20. We give Todd his odd numbers and we give Stephen his even numbers. Who can tell me what is the smallest odd number that Todd he has got? The smallest odd number he has got. I can hear you. Very good. 1. 1 is the smallest odd number. Now let's move to Stephen. What is the smallest even number that Stephen has got? Very good. 2 is the smallest even number that Stephen has got. Now we understood the concept. Let's work now in the pupil's book. Open your pupil's book, page 173. Let's learn together. You have this example in your pupil's book. Divide 2, 4, 6, and 8 by 2. If I divide these numbers by 2, it means that I will make groups of 2. And we know that these numbers that can be divided by 2 are, very good, they are even numbers. Even numbers, we can make equal groups of 2 and no one is left over. Then the girl now she is asking, what are the even numbers from 11 to 20? If we say 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, now from 11 to 20, what are the even numbers? Which number after 11? 12. And 12 is even or odd? Very good. It ends in 2, so it's an even. 12. Then 13. Can I say 13 is an even number? No, it ends in 3, and 3 is odd. So I can say, very good, 14. Who can tell me what's next? I can hear you. Very good. 16, 18, and then we will have 20. Example number 2 from your pupil's book. Divide 1, 3, 5, and 7 by 2. Do you remember when we divide and we have some left over? These numbers, if we divide them by 2 or if we make groups of 2, we will find that we have 1 left over. That's why they are odd numbers, odd 1 out. So if we make equal groups of 2, there will be 1 left over. Now the boy is asking, what are the odd numbers from 8 to 20? From 8 to 20, this means I need the numbers between 8 to 20, which are odd numbers. What's after 8? 9, and 9 is odd. Next, can I say 10? No, 10 ends in 0, and 0 is an even number. So I will say, very good, I will say 11. What's after 11? 13. And what's after 13? 15. And what's after 15? Very good, 17. Then 19. So these numbers are the odd numbers between from 8 to 20. Pupil's book, page 174. Look at the girl, she's asking, is 0 an odd number or an even number? Look at the number pattern and try to think. Do you think 0 is an odd number or an even number? The pattern here, 6, 4, 2, 0. We go -2 each time. And if I ask you, if you have 0 items, 0 counters, you will have any left over? No, it's 0. No one is left over. So 0 is an even number. It's time to practice grade 1. You can follow these questions in your pupil's book, page 174. Let's practice. Question number 1, A. Let's read the question and try to think about the answer. What is the smallest even number less than 10? Do you think what is the smallest even number less than 10? We just said it in the previous slide. Very good. 0. Let's read B. What is the largest odd number less than 10? We need the largest odd number, but it's less than 10. Try to think, what is the largest, the biggest odd number less than 10? Go back from 10 and you will know. Very good. 9. Let's do question 2 in the same page. What is the smallest even number more than 9? So we need to find a number more than 9. It's an even number and it's the smallest after 9. Could you count after 9? Very good. 10. So 10 is the smallest even number more than 9. Question number 3. Here are 4 digits. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want you to use some of the digits to form the greatest odd number less than 20. Try to think, which number is the greatest odd number less than 20? If I want less, I will go on or back? Very good, I will go back. So, I will go back from 20. If you go back from 20, which number you will have? 19. But do I have 9 here? No. Can I say 18? No, because 18 is even number and I need odd. Now go back again until you can find a number that you can make using these digits. Which number you can make? Very good, 13. Now it's your turn, my dear student. You can make a poster about even Stephen and odd Toad. You can draw both of them and then you start to stick even numbers on Stephen and odd numbers on Toad. It's optional work if you can do it. Thank you, grade 1. I hope you enjoyed our lesson for today. Thank you, parents, for your cooperation.